guys, it's Maddie. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to be introducing you to very special new members of my family. I've actually had them now for 3-ish weeks, I believe, but it has been the best and worst journey of my entire life trying to find these animals and get animals. So a lot of people probably aren't expecting the bird that I'm about to show you because they're not super commonly kept as indoor pets, and they can be kept as indoor pets. They make really great pets, and there's a lot of them in rescue, unless you live around me, and then there's really not. But if you look at rescues around you, there's a lot of them that need homes. A lot of people don't even consider these birds pets, so it's probably going to be a huge shock when I show you the bird that I'm about to show you. They can be kept as indoor pets if you do a lot of research on them. It took me a long time to do a lot of research and to gather information about these guys, so I probably will be making a care guide because unlike a lot of my other animals that already have a ton of care guides out there, I haven't seen a single care guide for these guys. It was hell for me to try to gather all the information, and I was picking other people's brains who had them, and so you'll probably see a care guide in the future. So if you guys are interested in them and I haven't made a care guide yet, comment below or message me somewhere and I can help you guys with some information. Without further ado, let's introduce my new birds. Good boy. Good boy. All right, this is Cooper. He is a 5-week-old homing pigeon. And a lot of people are like, you got pigeons? Why in the world would you get pigeons when there's a world of other birds that you could get? And my answer is, these birds are so perfect for me. I've been super fascinated with pigeons and their amazing homing abilities for the past couple of years, and I've actually been looking to rescue pigeons for about the past year, and unfortunately I have come up short every single time that I've been looking. And there are no rescues around me that really take in pigeons, and the rescue that does take in pigeons that's sort of close-ish to me, like within 4 hours away, doesn't adopt out of state. So I was kind of cut short when it came to looking for birds, so I ended up going to a breeder. Yeah, so I told myself I wouldn't really go to a breeder for birds, but also at the same time, pigeons around here are not super common in shelters, and I couldn't really find them any other places, so I ended up going to pigeon breeders and getting pigeons that I could hand feed for myself so they could bond with me. So that brings me on my journey. About 3 weeks ago, I went up to buy a pair of pigeons from a guy about 2.5 hours north of me, and I ended up getting 2 adorable pigeons. Puffin, who was a 4-week-old roller pigeon, and Cooper, who was a 2.5-week-old homing pigeon. So I got both of them, but I was really worried because it was my first time ever hand feeding a pigeon, and I was sure that I was going to mess up, but the breeder insisted that it was really super easy, and I also had a lot of help at my disposal, like wildlife rehabilitators, and I even met this amazing person. You guys should check out her Instagram and her Twitter. I'll leave the links in the description. I think you pronounce it ApolaPets. She has helped so much with all of my questions. I started with the pigeons and I started hand feeding this little guy, and he was 2.5 weeks old, and they grow super quick. As you can see, he's pretty much already full size, or just about full size, and he's about 5 weeks old now. So they do grow super quickly. So after I got these guys, I took them in for a vet visit at an avian vet who also specializes in exotics. I take my tegus there as well. They both checked out, being in really good health. Everything was normal, and I was really excited. I was like, perfect, thank goodness, because I almost always rescue animals, and when I get them, there's always something wrong with them, or I take in hospice cases that I know are pretty much going to pass away. So I was very glad that I finally got healthy animals. Not even 24 hours after I'd had my vet appointment, I was sitting next to a box with Puffin, my roller pigeon, taking her last breaths, and I was confused and bawling my eyes out, and I had no idea what was going on.
Okay, I'm not filming her, but she just died. I feel so helpless, and I just don't know. It was one of the hardest things I've ever had to watch.
There was no emergency vets within a 2-hour radius that would even see birds, and it was already past closing time for my normal veterinarian, so I called an emergency vet 2.5 hours north of me, and they said they do take birds, but their bird person isn't on staff tonight. So I was pretty much left to my own devices. I called the wildlife rehabbers that I had been working with, and they said that it sounded like she was going to die. And unfortunately, about an hour after I had finished calling everyone, she had passed away. I pretty much beat myself up about it, and I was completely lost, and I had no idea why the heck my bird had died. I had thought I had done everything correctly, and I couldn't think of any reason why she would have died or what I could have done, because she was the one I didn't even hand feed, and she was eating on her own. So I was completely confused as to what happened. So as soon as she passed away, I gave my vet a call and I left a message, and and I called back again as soon as they opened the next morning, and I basically explained the situation, and I brought her body in to them to necropsy, which is basically cut open and do tests and see what was wrong. So when they cut her open, they realized that she was born with a large liver, which had pretty much made it impossible for her to survive. While it's still extremely sad that she passed away, I had a large rush of relief that there was nothing that could have been passed on to Cooper, and it was nothing viral or parasitic, and there was nothing that I could have done or that could have been done for her, and there was really no warning signs that anything was wrong. Like I said, I had taken them to the vet 24 hours before she had passed away, so it was a complete shock for everyone involved. I've posted pictures and video of them on my Snapchat and my Instagram and my Twitter, if you guys follow me on any of those. If not, you should. The links are in the description below. A lot of people still don't really know that Puffin passed away, or they were like, I thought you had two, what happened to the other one? So that's what happened. She was born with an enlarged liver and ended up passing away. So that brings me on to my next bird, who is still in quarantine. I'm keeping the two separate because I had contacted the breeder back and told him about it as soon as she died, and he pretty much had a complete lack of empathy. The whole situation kind of blew right over his head, and his response to me and my bird dying, and I was so distraught about it, it was just completely inappropriate. So I decided not to go back to him again and to try to find another breeder. So thankfully I found another breeder about an hour and a half south of me in Kentucky who was much better than the first one, in my personal opinion. And I went down there and I looked, and he had not only a much better setup for his birds and much fewer birds, but it seemed like he was much more passionate about what he was doing and the health of his birds than the first guy. So I felt much more comfortable getting a bird from him. So I'm gonna put Cooper away real quick, and I'm going to go get the other bird and introduce you to him or her. Again, I don't know if Cooper is a boy or a girl, and I don't know if the other one is a boy or a girl because they're still too young to sex. But yeah, let's go get the other bird and I'll show her to you. This is the other pigeon. She is about 3 weeks old, 3.5 weeks now, and I am hand feeding her. I've had her for almost a week now, and she's really super cute. She doesn't really like me as much as Cooper does yet, but we'll get there. And she doesn't have a name quite yet. She hasn't really told me. So there she is. She's really super cute. And she has a cute little leg band. I don't know why I said cute, but I think it's cute, okay? So yeah, there she is. I'm gonna get Cooper back out and go put her away. So I hope you guys enjoyed meeting my birds, and I hope you guys love them as much as I do. They will be appearing a lot because I really love them and I love spending time with them, and they're out of their cage most of the time, so I'm sure they'll be in a lot of video, and if you tune into my live streams, they've been in every single live stream so far. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed them, and if you guys have any questions about my birds or pigeons in general, please leave them below. Or if you own pigeons yourself, because I haven't really found many people that own these guys as pets and keep them indoors instead of keeping them in lofts. So I'm curious if any of you guys keep them indoors as pets and what your experience has been. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you will click the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, because I post videos every single week with my cute little animals, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Why are you running?